tell you what, let's just roll it, bro. Let's just roll it. We're just gonna be grungy. We're gonna be dirty with it. We're gonna be dirty with it today, y'all. We're gonna be like straight battle rap in the parking garage, low light, microphone suck because there is no microphone. So I gotta tell y'all, hey yo, chill out. So listen, Nasha, I'm gonna hit you, man. Why are you so unapologetically biased in your content production as far as who you support? Why are you so unapologetically about that? Yeah, we come.
Oh, is that what we're doing today?
Yeah.
Okay. Why am I biased?
Mess with the crew.
Okay, so I make content. I can only make content from the heart. Oh, so I've just locked my dog in. 2 seconds. Get out.
This shit is hilarious.
Right, I can only make content from the heart. So for me, you know what? When we first started, I never actually planned on being as biased as we were. My actual plan was to be. I used to listen to another podcast, and I used to think in my mind I wanted to be the black version of that podcast. And that podcast is a very down the middle, professional, very slick. And I was like, I want to be that, but black.
Okay.
But in my mind, really, it was only black in appearance. I wanted it to be black in appearance, but underneath, I was like, we have to be palatable for everyone.
Okay.
I want us to have a broad appeal, because in my mind, what I thought was the key to success was having broad appeal. And then we did 4 or 5 episodes, and I'll be honest, it was Tandy's spirit that really, her just unflinching and unwavering spirit of just being herself, kind of brought that out of me, of being confident enough to do that. And then I realized, and then the more we were doing that, the more people loved it. And the more that we were so unapologetically Lewis Hamilton fans, the more people felt comfortable coming into our circle. And it's just kind of grown from there. And I think it's not an act. It's not like I'm doing it to make fans or whatever. I'm doing it because that's how I feel. That's what I want to make. And I think that's absolutely fine. In football, you have fan channels all the time. I listen to so many Arsenal podcasts. It's crazy. In basketball, I'm sure. In NFL, I'm sure. There are team-based podcasts. F1 is the only sport where you're absolutely pillared and battered for wanting to support someone, for being biased towards that someone because you support them. And as a content creator, how many times do I get tweets from people saying, you're a podcaster, you should be less biased. You should. Like, hold on. Last time I checked, I paid. I bought this. Like, so I don't know. You see these lights? I bought that light. You see that green screen? I bought that. So don't, unless you bought that, unless you're paying for my shit, you can't talk to me. And even if you did, you would have to pay me a lot of money for you to then have creative control over what I do and say. So that's that. I make the type of shit I make because I want to make it, and I can make it, and I'm good at it, and that's it. Does that answer the question?
All right. Hell yeah, that answered the question. Good and over, like it was overbaked answer, which was awesome. And then people, listen, you can only be here to get you got some scenes from backstage. You know what I'm saying? That backstage pass, y'all just got backstage passes, all right?
You know what I mean?
Backstage passes. So, Nasha,
all access passes.
Has Fred been had, or is he doing bad? Fred Vasseur, Ferrari, team principal. Has he been had, or is he doing bad? What's
Can
up?
you hear that background noise? No? You can? Or you can't? Okay, good. Fred has been had. He's been had. He's been had.
He's been had.
He's been had.
How so, sir?
It's a poison chalice, Ferrari. You know, you can't just walk into Ferrari and in 6 months. He's had no say in the setup direction of that car. Mattia Binotto has essentially left him an absolute turd of a car to deal with this season. And I I think that for me, he can't do anything about that. He can't do anything about that. We have to give him time to be able to develop the car. And for me, I think that that is the fact that he's been had. He's walked in. Look, if someone offers you your dream job, you're going to take it. But if you turn up your dream job and it's an absolute shambles,
Right.
then what can you do? What can you do, man?
All right. So here we go. Our first role play. All right. You're the CEO, Scuderia Ferrari. All right. You're the CEO. I'm Charles. I'm coming in your office, boss like too, and I'm telling you, either I'm out or you get this piece of shit of a team that's supposed to be a Formula One team together. I'm gone. What do you say?
Charles
Yeah.
says, get this team together or I'm out.
Or out. Not just together, but this piece of shit of what's supposed to be a Formula One team together, or I'm out. Those words to you as a CEO come in your office right now. Pissed. I'm done. SF23, F175, B-Spec, whatever it sucks. What do you say? What do you say? Is that what you do? Do you?
I'll close the door. I'll say,
okay.
You know what? Step into my office.
Okay.
Step into my office. Close the door. We're private now. No noise.
All right.
I would say, look, Charles, Ferrari has made a commitment to you.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Because we see you as the future of this team.
Okay.
Where are you going to get the love that you get in Ferrari elsewhere? Right now. You walk out right now. Where do you go? Ferrari, you are the face of Ferrari. You go to Mercedes, they have the face of the sport there. You go to Red Bull, they've got the white face of the sport there.
Yeah, the white. Right.
So you need to stay here. But what I need from you, okay, is leadership, okay? We're going to go through tough times, but it's going to make the good times better, okay? Lead this team. Give the setup directions. Give the feedback. Be in the factory. Joel the team up. You need to be motivating the team to do better. You need to be, is your team down at the moment? You know what? Here's the company credit card. Take them out for dinner. Treat them well, okay?
All right.
And in fact, for you, are you okay? Here's my yacht. Take your girlfriend on my yacht. Enjoy that. Have some downtime. And let's go back. Yeah, do what you need to do on the yacht. The yacht is there for you.
Yeah. Okay.
All I'm saying is, Charles, come on, okay? We need heads focused. We've just got a new team boss in. Let's work through the ideas. Let's work through the restructure. You need to keep the team on an even keel, motivated and ready to go.
So I'm that guy.
You're Charles. I've known you're that guy since you were 14 years old, and I saw you in the junior series. That's why we funded your whole racing career. Okay,
You're right.
I did. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So we got questions coming in. Mary Beanie says, off topic, but I want to know, how do you feel about Princess George? What's your take on Princess George?
That's
I
his
love
nickname
George over this way. I know. But
I know.
About Princess George.
I love. Well, one. I call it. You know what? George is a Karen in a Formula One driver's body. And once you realize that, then I've got no ill feeling towards George. George is. Have you ever seen the film The Big Short? Have you seen it? He is Ryan Reynolds' character. Okay, he is very self-serving, but he's very transparent in how self-serving he is. Okay, he's out for the best for himself. I think the phrase that Steve, I can't remember his name now, but one of the phrases goes, "Would I buy a car from him? No. But I know what he's about. I don't trust him, but I know that I don't trust him, and I want to see what it's about." So I think you can't that story about, a snake, a man takes a snake home and he doesn't, he looks after the snake. He finds a snake at the side of the road and he picks him up. He looks after him. He takes him home. He feeds him, watches him, and the snake comes back to health, and then the snake bites him. He goes, "Why the fuck did you bite me?" He goes, "Well, I'm a snake. You knew that when you picked me up." Right. So, if you know that you've got someone who is self-serving, looking out for themselves, wants the best for their own career, then you're not going to get too pissed off when they start coming on the radio and asking for team orders. Right? So that's my thought on George, man.
All right.
What about you? What are your thoughts on George?
My position on George is this. I think, to a degree, I understand the whole campaigning for Valtteri's return. But as of right now,
who's doing that?
Like, there's campaigning for Valtteri return.
For who?
For Valtteri. Botus, butt cheeks Valtteri. Bottas, butt cheek Valtteri. And
let me tell you now,
this is my take.
If Bottas was half the driver George was in 2021, we'd be looking at Lewis as an 8-time world champion. Do not even bring that man round. Oh my God. Do you guys remember what was going on? Max was beating him on pace in 2020 with the fastest car on the grid. And there were races where Max was solidly in between him and Lewis. And you're telling me that you want him to come back. He's getting buoyed by Zhou at the moment.
I was just going to say it.
Come on,
right now.
No, don't piss me off, bro. Don't piss me off.
Might have to because me, Valtteri, I'm like, man, he ain't been showing me shit this season. Like, I'm not, even if you brought Valtteri back, like, what are you bringing him back? Like, I understand contractual situation, but do y'all remember Valtteri was leaving the door open like he ain't give a shit. Like, his defense, his team maintenance, I understand it was contract. You want to say, okay, it was contract, he wasn't happy. Okay, cool. But even if you look at this shit right now, what is Valtteri doing right now? He's supposed to be the boss man over Alfa Romeo, and you can't even tell he the boss. You can't even tell he the boss. At least with George, understand I might not like his character, but you got to me, a far better driver at this point in time and moving forward for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton is, regardless, still the best and the GOAT. He's still legitimately on the back end of his career. At some point in time, in 5 seasons, he likely is going to say, I'm done with this, period, right? So you still need somebody. Who you going to have, Valtteri in there? Like, Valtteri's he's not a succession plan. He's not a future plan. So that's my take on that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right, man. And I think I've got nothing else to say on that, to be honest.
So then Akandu says, Nasha, what issues you think Ferrari are having within the team where it's not performing as a top team? Oh, that's a lot.
Bruv.
Just pick 3.
How long is a piece of string? Like, honestly, like, okay, I think clearly aerodynamic department.
Okay.
They have designed a car which they can't seem to upgrade. Like, I think they've gone backwards since the middle of last year. Okay. They've just gone backwards. So clearly, whatever's going through in the wind tunnel is not translating to what we're seeing on the car, to the point where the car is just nowhere near where it was last year. And it might have good one-lap pace, but in this era of Formula One with DRS and a competitor that has a 20 kilometer an hour, DRS advantage.
Right.
There's no point in qualifying first if they're just going to overtake you on lap 3. So I think Aero 1. Strategy, 2. I mean, gosh, I don't know. I think they even got rid of the strategy.
Driver error 3.
Pardon?
I'm gonna say driver errors 3.
Driver errors. How many driver errors have we seen this season?
Well, you want to just count one alone.
Signs. So I think we've given Donkey of the Day to Science like 3 times in 7 races. That's nearly 50%. Like, it's bad. It's bad. Right. Charles has been okay, but there has been driver errors from him as well.
Oh, facts. He did. He doubled up on that shit in Miami, like, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Just not good enough. It's not good enough.
Right.
It's not good enough.
Right. All right. So Uno says, how do you feel about Ferrari letting down Leclerc on not having the car like 2 or 3 years ago? I think,
Oh man,
yeah.
when did he get let down? What, last year?
Yeah, I
I
think
guess.
he's got to be talking about like, well, I mean, I guess you can
I
include this
mean,
year a little bit
look.
too, but
I think if you look at, it's a shame that Charles went to Ferrari in 2019 because I would have loved to have seen Charles in the 2018 Ferrari that Vettel had.
ooh,
Charles versus Lewis, that would
could have been
have
spicy.
been tasty.
That could have been
That
spicy.
would have been tasty. And we saw Charles's, the 2019 Ferrari. People forget Charles Leclerc won, I think, 3 races that season.
Bro, yeah. I mean, he was qualifying fucking him.
Yeah, well, yeah,
just
of course.
couldn't
So, but he nearly won in his second race at Ferrari. So for me, I think, how do I feel about it? I think, look, Ferrari, if Charles Leclerc is a generational driver that everyone says he is, and I think he is, I'd like to see him over the course of a season with the championship winning car, the same way we've seen Max. I do need to see a bit more. I'm not seeing in Max what I saw in I'm not seeing in Charles what I saw in Max.
Fair.
At all. I'm not seeing it. I think over one lap he's got it. I don't think over the course of a season he has what it takes, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. But Ferrari do need to give him a decent car. He needs a good car.
Yeah, because we need to remove that variable, right? Remove that variable, then we really get to see. It's almost like quarterback in football, right? Like, saying he can't throw it downfield, but he don't have any receivers. Okay, so now we're going to go get you a true number 1, 2, and we got you a slight and a solid tight end. If your yards don't increase after that, like, it's all you. We got to get another quarterback.
It's on you. It's on you. And I think that's it. And I think, I think you've described it perfectly. To be honest, I've got nothing. No notes, nothing to add.
Nothing to add. All right, so Paul Koloski, appreciate it, bro. Fam says, what do you think of Merck's upgrades? Peace and love. So what do you think about the W14B Mercedes?
Oh, the BBL. I look, it's encouraging. I think we were good in Spain last year as well. So I think it will be interesting to see how we go around Canada, which is completely track profile. But it looks good. It does look a lot better. I think Lewis probably could, if it wasn't for that collision with George, I think we were looking at a front row potentially for Lewis. So I think the upgrades look good, and I think it's a shame that it's happened so late. But I think what we can be encouraged about truly now is that next year we have a car potentially. If we can, you have to remember these upgrades are bolted on to the old concept. So you've got parts of the old concept and parts of the new concept. So it is a hybrid of the two concepts. So for me, what I'm really excited for is seeing a whole concept with this after all of the data that we're going to get from the races. And look, we've still got another...
It's like 70-60% of the season still left, bro.
Yeah. So I think for me, I can't see any other situation other than us improving. And let's see. I think by the end of these, I don't know if we'll be quick enough in 2024 to go for a title. It would be awesome if we are.
Be a notice on the door, though.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I think I think if we're fighting for wins next year, look, if we're fighting for wins this year, I think that's real progress. But we've got to see. We've got 2 different tracks coming up now in Canada and Austria. And then we've got Silverstone after that. So some really
tests coming up.
Good little tests coming up. Good little test.
All right, so let me give you your flowers, bro, because people want to give you your flowers, so I'm finna give them.
Do they?
Yeah, they want to give you your flowers.
Oh.
Will I Am Super Chat says, "What up, Nasha? Your last pod with Denny was epic. Don't stop yet. Right now, it says he agrees with you on both Taz butt cheeks in the stream. Freak Dogs Flair. Paul says, should F1 step in and do something about the huge DRS advantage? Mary Beanie says, Nasha, great episode with Denny, but Princess George, what? No rain. Laugh out loud. Mercedes coming with more upgrades in Canada. Fred Vassar, another scapegoat for Ferrari. So let's get to these other questions real quick. We got, let me see, Box Office. So Box Office says, My question is, how is Nasha so fucking cool? That ain't even a question. That's just some more flowers for you, bro. I'm gonna tell you, it's his swag, bro. I'll tell you, I'll answer that question for Nasha. It's his swag and the fact that there is no conformity. There's a difference between understanding your environment and your space, but there is a vast difference in between and conforming, like the board, right? So, like in his content space, he's not worried about it. And like I said, I opened up with that question for a reason. Unapologetically biased, and it's just not biased. It's unapologetically him damn self. And when you yourself and people accept you for who you are, then the environment around you you'll thrive off that. So that's a fact. That's why he's so fucking cool, because he ain't being fake out here. He's not trying to be something he's not. Facts on that. So big shout out.
That's really cool. And thank you I just want to say thank you for the kind words, and thank you for all of the comments on the last podcast. It felt special when we were doing. That was the first time me and Denny have done a 1-to-1 podcast together.
She awesome.
And she smashed it. And you know what? Like, you know it, Jay, as well. Coming onto our podcast, you've got to be on your toes, man. Like, it's not an environment where, you know, you can sit back and, like, you've got, like, the jokes are coming. Like, yeah, no, you've got to fucking keep up. And for her to keep up, I just want to say, for her to keep up.
Big shout out to
Denny. And to have her personality out there was really good. So I'm really glad everyone enjoyed it. And also, being cool is just being yourself.
Facts.
And I think, Jay, you made a good point. Once you know yourself, there was times where I didn't know myself and I was trying to be something I'm not. And I think once you're just yourself, it's really cool to be able to be yourself, and for people to accept that and say nice things is super dope. So shout out to you guys for the nice comments. That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
Appreciate that. So here we go, man. What's your favorite beverage?
Alcoholic one. Oh, Jay, you know I celebrated last night. Obviously, because we got in Nylon magazine.
Oh,
Big up.
Big up. I was talking about that while you was off, right?
Yeah, we got in Nylon magazine.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? The most appropriate way for me to celebrate is this lovely bottle of champagne, okay, that I've had waiting for especially. So for those who don't know, okay, this wonderful man that we're looking at right here, when he first came on the show last year, July, it was around Tandy's birthday, and he said, I'm going to send you a bottle of champagne. And I remember thinking, yeah, right. And he sent a bottle of champagne. And this bottle, he sent 2 bottles of champagne in a lovely wooden case, some fucking Tattinger champagne. Like, this is not cheap. This is really good shit. Just because. And I said, you know what? I'm going to save that for a special occasion. And we were all in a Nylon magazine. And I was like, you know what? I never celebrate wins. I'm always like, Jay, you know, I'm always like, on to the next one. Don't care. On to the next one. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate. Wow. And Jay, let me tell you, I drank every last bottle every last drop in this bottle, I drank it. And let me tell you, my hangover this morning was brutal. But so I just wanted to tell everyone that, because I think that you don't find friends in this content thing very easily. It can get, it's really difficult. And for me to have found friends in this, it's just, you know, from the other side of the world, it's just really, honestly, it's super heartwarming. And so I want to say, I want to give you your flowers. Appreciate and say thank you so much. Now, this person's probably like, I had a question. My favorite non-alcoholic beverage is tea. I can't go without a cup of tea every morning. My day can't start. My favorite, if not, I'm not gonna lie to you, I love full fat Coke. I love full fat Coke. It is, I'll put it up there as like a vice. Like I stopped smoking weed. I've stopped partying as much. And I've stopped.
Okay.
Full fat Coke. I've stopped vaping. Yeah, I've stopped vaping. Full fat Coke. I cannot kick that habit. Like, I love that shit. And like, yeah, I know what it's doing to my insides. I don't want to know.
But you don't care.
I don't care. And then my favorite alcoholic beverage is, well, it used to be red wine. I've stopped drinking red wine as much now.
All right.
So this is why I'm like, I'm a bit hyper. I'm a bit like,
Yeah,
oh, so I'm not good to things that bring you down. I've
Right, you
noticed.
like the uppers.
I do like the uppers. My favorite alcohol. I like rum. Rum and juice is my favorite alcoholic beverage. So I hope that's answered your question.
Definitely. So then, Uno has another question. He says, "Do you feel Fred Resort can bring the magic to Ferrari his way and not like the past team?"
Well, they've got no choice. They've locked in. You got to lock in with for him at least another 3 years.
Okay.
And then I guess you've got to let him get his hands on the new regulations. So really, we're looking at it. He's probably got to stay until 2026 at least.
At least. Okay.
So we're looking at another, 2 years?
Okay.
Fuck me, 2026 isn't that long.
It's
right?
not that long, bro. It's not
That's
that
not
long.
long at all. We're looking at 2.5 years. At least he's got to stay for another 2.5 years. We've got to get to 2026. We've got to get to the new engine regs, which is the next reset in F1. And if Ferrari can nail the engine regs,
Okay.
if they have the strongest engine, they're halfway to winning the title, really.
Okay.
So, that's how Mercedes won in 2014. They had the best turbo hybrid engine. And it didn't really matter about the aero because they were so fucking fast. Yeah, and they were much quicker than Renault. They were much quicker than Ferrari. I think those are the only engine constructors at that point. Honda, much quicker than Honda. So yeah, I think, let's see how it goes. You've got to give him time.
Okay. Maria Duncan says, "I would like to know if Nasha has any suggestions as to other tracks in Africa that could work for an F1 GP since Kyalami is not happening," which I went off on that shit.
Morocco has a track. They've expressed interest. But if we're talking sub-Saharan Africa, it's Kyalami or bust, man. I'm not going to lie. It really is Kyalami or bust. If you're talking sub-Saharan Africa, yeah, I can't see unless they. I mean, could you do a street circuit around Cape Town? Maybe. Okay. Obviously, Cape Town does the E-Prix, so there is the potential for some kind of street circuit in Cape Town. I don't think they could get that to a level where it could host an F1 race. I'm not going to lie. So I think it's Kyalami or bust. I think money will talk. I think it will get done. But, South Africa, you have to remember South Africa is not in a great place at the moment. So whilst it is able to hold, we've seen it hold World Cups.
Right.
We've Rugby World Cup. We've seen it host the Football World Cup. We've seen it host I think cricket. The whole cricket. I think so. South Africa can hold large events.
Right.
But it's got to make financial sense privately. And I think what they were doing is that the government can't afford it, obviously. So it's going through private measures, and I think whoever's doing it privately, they need reassurances that they will make money. But it will make money. That Grand Prix will be the greatest party in the world. And it's every time I hear about it being cancelled, I just get so heartbroken. I'm like, hold on. I need to tweet that I'm on here. Sorry, how long we got on here?
We got time, bro. All right, so your next question.
I'm sorry. I'm like,
you good, man. We real time doing. See, this is how we work. Real time. We always developing content for real. So Baraka says, asks Nasha if George is looking around the grid and seeing that his age mates and buddies are all number one drivers while he's a number two. You know what? Pocket watching. Is George pocket watching around the grid, bro? Is he pocket watching? And if he is pocket watching, do you think that's affecting the way he's conducting himself inside of Mercedes? I'm just going to add to your question, Baraka, if you don't mind, brother.
Yeah, go crazy.
So what do you think?
Do I think he's pocket watching?
Do you think George is pocket watching his other mates while they have number one driver seats and he's a number two? And if so, do you think that's affecting the way he's acting out in Mercedes?
No.
Okay.
Well, I think anyone's always pocket watching, right? I think George has a 3-year contract, well, multi-year contract. We can assume it's 3. I think he's obviously going to enter into contract negotiations at some point. He's going to say, "I think I'm as good as Lando Norris. I think I'm a race winner now. I deserve the same amount of money that Lando and Mercedes are going to go, well, we don't think that, and it's going to be a negotiation. I think it'll be quite quick." But I think George knows. George, if to my British fans on there, George is essentially Prince Charles, knowing that he's going to be king one day, and he's just waiting for the Queen to go, basically. And that's George. George knows as soon as Lewis goes, he's the de facto number 1 in that team, and he will be. So I think he knows he's biding his time. Sometimes. You might see a girl you like, she's got a boyfriend.
Right.
And you got to wait until he fucks up, because they always fuck up.
Yep,
and it might take 1 month, 6 months, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. You don't know. But when they fuck up, you're going to be there. And slide in. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. What? He did what? Oh, no. So,
all right.
So that's George.
Paul says, should F1 step in to do something about the huge DRS advantage?
That's a great question. I think some kind of It's hard though, because you can't have a standardized DRS, because you have to remember the way the DRS works with the wing. It is all in tune with your car and your aero, and so you can't really, unless you start going to spec wings, it's hard. They already have regulations on it, but for sure, one team shouldn't be able to. Not shouldn't, but it's a problem. Red Bull's DRS is a problem. Do I think they should step in? I think we should see, I think if Red Bull win every race this year, I think there's got to be some kind of directive. But what do you target? I think the DRS is an easy target, but, they know what's making Red Bull so much faster than everyone else. So I think something that targets that.
Yeah, don't breach the cost cap.
Yeah, the cost cap, obviously. The cost cap was one thing, but yeah, I think I'm in two minds, because we could develop something that could. The thing is, we could develop something that could do that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm more for Mercedes sorting their car out, developing something similar.
Okay.
And then let's go fucking DRS for DRS. Let's go. And clearly straight line speed is an issue for every team. And I'm sure everyone's looking at their straight line speed. How can I get more? To be fair, our straight line speed at the weekend looked pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty solid.
So,
okay.
I'm
saying don't pull a Red Bull on yourself. Don't ask for something because you want to slow another team down, and then you end up getting caught in the net that you threw out to catch the fish, right?
Yeah, I think
typically that could happen. So
that could happen. And look,
fight it out.
Let's do it fairly. And I think it's too. I do think it's too early.
Yeah,
I do think it's too early. We're only 1 year and 3 months into the regulations.
I agree.
Well, 1.5 years, I guess. But so let's see.
I agree. So we got a super chat. Sylvia Wick, thank you very much for helping me out. She got
big up Sylvia.
Yeah, Mary Beanie. Lewis is fully dialed in for 2024. He wants to win. We got Will I Am. Nasha, I see the Sergio Techie drip. Also, what is your take on Kyalami falling apart once again in the final hour? We have 2 more deadlines in the WMSC this year, and it's looking too good.
Is this Kyalami?
Yes. I think he answered that Kalami question earlier, but
yeah,
he's also asking. We have 2 more deadlines. So
okay, I think honestly, for me, South Africa's our 3rd biggest territory behind America, and then the UK. Then it's South Africa. It's our 3rd biggest territory for us. Obviously, we're Zimbabwean with South African kind of bloodline as well. So it really is like a home race for us. So it would be incredible. And for us, the plans that we have, well, but I can't wait to talk to you after this call. But the plans that we have are incredible for Kyalami. We were ready to go last year. So what we have in place of what we want to do in terms of fan meetup and stuff going on, and we're planning a lot. So I think for me, if it happens, just know that I know the country itself. I know Johannesburg. I know that's going to be an incredible party, and I know that Quickstop F1 is going to be at the center of that. 1,000,000%.
Okay, got a double question. Nasha NJ, do you feel Russell is an ideal force to Max as he got into the debate at Baku and wobbled his platform of the dominance on that track and can battle? I mean, yeah. I mean, we've seen plenty of times and glimpses where Russell has wheel to wheel with Max and definitely has, I believe, the racecraft, just did not have the car. And one thing I will, and I know some people are going to be like Princess Joy, but I'm going to tell you something. One thing that I have seen, at least in the last 2 seasons, that Russell will do unapologetically is he will stay in his shit when Max tries to press him. Lewis will back out of there. And I'm not saying Lewis is any softer than Russell. What I'm saying it's a frame of mind. Russell, almost like y'all call him 2.0 Max, that's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to force the chips back to Max and say, you know what, if you want to put me in a position where I have to decide, am I going to ruin my race or back out to you, I'm going to make sure I put you in that same damn position when you give it to me. So what do you want to do? And I told you all, I'm the type of person where I'm going to wreck his ass out if you want to put me in that position. Then I'm going to see you in the pits, and I want to know if the next time we go out, is that going to be your same energy? Russell will do that, and you need to do that if you're going to battle Max. That's what happened with Carlos. Carlos should have stood his ground instead of backing out. I mean, he wasn't losing shit anyway, and forced the issue. He should have forced the issue. Yeah. So what do you think? It's a 2-part question. What do you think, my brother?
I think the same. I think Max. I think George has shown that he's not scared of getting his elbows out, unlike Bottas. So, already better than Bottas. And I think for me, I think, look, we have 2 drivers. This is the thing, guys. Red Bull only have 1 driver. Let's be honest about it. Mercedes has 2. So if we're in a title fight with Max, we have 2 drivers who are capable of driving with him wheel to wheel. I think Lewis does. I think he does back out, or did back out, up until Saudi Arabia, I think. And then I think he was like, you know what? No, I'm not backing out anymore. And that's Italy. Sorry, until Italy. And then I think at Italy last year in 2021, I think he said, you know what? I'm not backing out, and he ended up with a car on his head. But every point after that, he's fought Max, and we saw what happened in Brazil last year.
Right.
We saw what happened in Brazil the year before. So it's happened in Abu Dhabi. He's not backing out anymore, and I think for me, more for it. And I think George won't back out. So I think I'm looking for this is what people don't understand. Yes, it's boring right now, but when Mercedes are back against the world champion Max Verstappen, and we've got 2 cars instead of 1, then we're gonna see some real good
action.
Oh man,
it's gonna be some crying going on.
He's gonna hate it. Him saying he wants to fight with Lewis again. You don't want that big man.
You don't want that smoke.
You don't have the facilities for that big man. Do you know what I mean? Honestly. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so then Akandu says, do you think it's Ferrari handling in the corners that's killing their tires, whereas to force them to the pit earlier than normal stints? Well, I think Bryson answered that question as well. It's the Ferrari has been aggressive on tires and the way they have their car set up. So, Nasha, what do you think? Do you think it's the corners, or you think it's the car setup overall?
I think it's the car setup. And obviously then going through corners because of the car setup, it's going to do that. And it's a problem they've had for 2 years now.
Right.
They're not great on their tires. In fact, I'd even argue it's been a Ferrari problem for years now, to be honest. You don't really ever see Ferraris do great long stints. It's not really in their kind of in their makeup. So. Okay. Yeah, I think for me, they need to sort that out because, to be fair, you look at it, that was a thing Mercedes had, and that's one thing that the upgrade has given us is the ability to run longer stints and to be less harsh on our tyres. So for me, I think Ferrari, if they just need to look at what Mercedes have done and be like, okay, it's possible. Aston Martin have gone backwards as well in terms of
Oh,
tire wear, and I think probably, to be fair, it's that tire wear which probably cost Alonso pole in Monaco. So, I think to be honest, we're in a situation where Mercedes have done well to get that under control.
Okay. Big shout out Sylvia with Kelly helping me out with that. I see the names up there. Mary Beanie says, oh, she's asking a real quick question. Nasha, will you be in Coda? I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be in Kota. We're going to do a live show, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be there.
In Texas, bro?
I'm in Texas. Yeah, I told you this.
I thought you was planning it in. I didn't know you locked it in yet.
I'm locked in.
Oh,
I'm locked in. We're going to Texas.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. We're going to be in Texas. We're going to be in Vegas as well.
I might have to.
And then I'm moving to America next year.
All right. Yeah, that we did talk about that, man, bro. I might have to see about coming to Coda then again, bro. I might have to get with you. All right. So, yeah, we'll talk about that off air, definitely.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air.
All right. 100%. Uno, twin, thank you, fam.
Also, I'd love to see you guys there, by the way.
Oh,
so
no.
If you are going to Kota, please let us know.
Okay.
We're gonna do the live show, so we'd love to see you at the live show. But obviously, we'd love to see you and hang out with you guys and put faces to names. So of course, we'll be there.
Yeah, I got to. Uno says, twin, thank you for my T-shirt. Oh, you welcome, bro. Honored. We got a T-shirt. I think Scotland. So that's the first T-shirt to Scotland. And also
nice.
We had one go to South Africa, so big shout out to the fam. And
wow.
T Renzo, yours is coming by way of UK. So we've been sending a lot of shirts overseas, so big shout out to
That's
you all.
Crazy.
I got the pictures and I will post it. Trying to tell you much love, bro. Let me see who else we got right here. Okay, so I got a question, man. Is your first time, your first sexual experience, is it a horrific one? Is it a bad one? Is it one that you'd hate to? Yeah, I'm asking you. Yeah, is it? Is it horrible? Before I ask the question I want to ask, was it horrible? Was it traumatic? It wasn't traumatic.
No.
Okay, cool. Wasn't traumatic. That's all I care about. So let me ask you this: your first time at a Formula One race, do you remember that? Can you think back to when that was?
I've never been.
You never been. So this is going to be your first time. So
Austin's gonna be my first race.
Oh, so Texas is gonna bust your cherry coming to Texas, the US of A. Oh my God, I might have to really be there. So so just think about what it would be. All right, think about what it would be, and I'm gonna ask you this question at a later day. I'm gonna ask you after you experience Coda in Texas in the Formula One. I'm gonna ask you a question to see that if you could go back in time and erase the events, but not the mental experience. Which one would you still choose to do first before the other? I'm going to ask you after you experience, because right now it won't be fair to ask you that. Won't be fair to ask you that. Won't be fair to ask you that.
I mean, I know.
I might ask you on the live show when you're there. I might be in the crowd and ask you on the live
fine.
show.
Ask me when I'm there.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to say Austin. But I'm going to be honest. Don't tell me about that. I'm okay.
He said, I'm probably going to say Austin, the smallest hotel. Oh, my God. All right. So let me see. How do you feel now? Uno says, how do you feel now Red Bull working with Ford, and how good will they produce what they have with in Honda in the future? Oof, man, I've answered that. I think, go ahead, Nasha. What do you think about that? They're going to switch over to Ford versus Honda.
Wow, the Ford is just like a badge on it, really, isn't it? Like, Red Bull powertrains, man.
Red Bull powertrains don't produce a kart engine that I'd put on my daughter's car for racing. It's all shenanigans. It's all Honda.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And Honda are taking all that IP over to Aston Martin as well. So I think, who is a fucking gangster?
Who?
Lawrence Stroll is a gangster.
Bro, say it. He a mob boss.
He is a gangster. Not only did these guys have they been infringing on shit for the last 2 years and got away with it. He's stolen Honda from Red Bull. No one's talking about that. Honda left and they were Red Bull okay, we're gonna have to make our own fucking engines because we can't get a supply from someone else. We have to be a works team. And Lawrence Stroll rolled up and signed a fucking exclusive Honda deal with that is mad. And Aston Martin is a fucking car manufacturer. They literally could make their own engines. And he said, you know what, fuck that. We'll go to the best engine in the game. I think that's incredible. So I don't know how good Red Bull's engines are going to be. I hope they're absolutely fucking shit.
Listen, there's an acronym for Ford, and we say it often in America, so it might give you a hint. It's called Found on Road Dead or Fix or Repair Daily. That has been the acronym for Ford for decades and generations in America. So just think about that. I know some people be like, oh, well, in the rally game, that's fine in rally game. I'm talking about in the streets of America and USA. You got a Ford, we know that you paying some maintenance bills. If you don't have that flagship, that Ford F-150, if you don't have maybe the GT 5.0, we know, like, you're done. You're done out here in these streets.
You're finished. I would never, ever, ever buy a Ford.
I would not buy one either.
No, respectfully. And also, sorry, I know there's some people who have a Ford. They are fine. But like Lawrence Stroll, is to me, no, because here, Japanese cars are cheap as fuck over here. Yeah, they're so cheap.
Like, what's cheap, bro?
Well, how long's a piece of string? What car are you buying? Like,
okay, I'll tell you what the
second hand
TSX.
I don't. I'll have to look that up. I'm not a massive.
The Civic,
car
the
person,
Type R Civic.
Type R Civic.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, we're looking at. Hold on. Let me, because I don't want to say something wrong. The Type R Civic.
Bring that shit with you.
Second hand, UK. What? So how old? New or old?
Let's go 2021.
2021, yeah?
Yeah, let's go 2021.
All right. 2021. Here we go. So my internet's going a little slow whilst I am on. Here we go. Used, we're looking at, here we go. Oh, do you want the GT?
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. You're looking at between 19,000 and 25,000.
Okay. All right. That ain't bad. Damn.
It's like, I'm telling you, like Japanese cars here are, I feel like they're probably cheaper here than they are in America.
I would think so.
So yeah, because there's probably a lot of duties on foreign. That's why people get excited about like foreign cars in your country, because I'm pretty sure there's like a heavy leaving duty on foreign cars, because you want to protect the American automobile industry. Like, so, like for here, like so we have a choice of like Japanese cars. Then you've got the German cars. Obviously, like then you've got the Italian car, like, because Europe's on our doorstep, and we actually fucking build loads of these cars here.
Right. That's a fact.
So, like, do you know what I mean? So it's different. I'm looking forward to buying an American car, though. I'm not gonna lie. I think I want an American car. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. All right. So I got a question from Malachi. Do you think that the teams other than Red Bull breaking the cost cap would be a good thing, given that they are behind in development? Oh, shit. I don't.
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Do you want me to be honest? We've got to let that go.
There you go. I don't think
we've got to let that go. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, we have to let it go. Like, if we break the cost cap on purpose, they're gonna come down with it on it like a ton of fucking bricks. Like. And do I think that the cost cap breaking is the reason why Red Bull are so far ahead of everyone? No. Like, I'm sorry. Like, It's not. But do I think that Mercedes should be leveraging their political power? Do you know what? Fucking Red Bull are like, if this doesn't change, we're packing up, we're going. Fine. You know when someone's like, I'm leaving, I'm taking my ball with me, no one can play. That's what we need to do. We need to be like literally forcing these guys to play along. So if we want technical changes, the way that we got the technical change with the porpoising last year, we need to be putting pressure to do that. That's what we should be doing. Fuck a cost cap. We need to be working in the fucking corridors in the FIA to get the things that we want. The cost cap is arbitrary. We should be underneath the cost cap. We should have no issues with that. What we should be doing is leveraging the way that Red Bull leveraged the FIA. They leveraged fucking Michael Massey. They leveraged the FIA afterwards. They're leveraging the FIA now. We need to be doing that. Respectfully.
Respect. Okay. All right. And that is true. You got to leverage your power. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of us criticize Toto for not doing so. I think we criticize him for key moments where he should have and he didn't. They were a little bit too civil with that shit, for real.
I mean, to be fair, he did whistleblow on Red Bull last year with the cost cap, and he was the one that was like, "There's one team that's gone over the cost cap,"
and people were mad about that shit.
Yeah, right. But I would have liked for him to push more once the thing came out. I'd have liked for him to say, "This punishment's bullshit.
Right.
This needs to be
right." He should have
like, do you know what I
followed
mean? I think he did the first part. Okay, in England we'd call him Arthur Job.
Right.
So the second half of the job would have been applying that pressure, and getting that like more. Do you know what I mean?
Keeping that more in the light. Definitely putting that pressure on, especially from the audience, the fans, all types of social media, all types of news outlets. Definitely brought that out. Let me see. Will I Am says Palou and Piastri are testing at the Hungaroring in the MCL 35M today. Should F1 bring back testing in current generation cars throughout the season?
Cost cap.
Ooh, there, okay.
Cost cap, impossible. Like, it's just impossible. I think what it does do, unfortunately, rookies just don't have as much time to get accustomed to cars. You know, you're a rookie, you have all this sim work, which is cool, but really you only have 3 days of testing in like a current car. And then within those 3 days, you're only doing like a day and a half. So I think it's sad for the rookies that they don't. I'd love it if you sign a rookie, then maybe you get some testing time, and maybe that would encourage teams to take on rookies, because then you have testing time that other teams wouldn't have, and then you only have it for that season that they're a rookie. I think that would be awesome as like a pipeline idea to keep new bloods coming through, and then to give them the opportunity to have more testing. Okay. But yeah, it's a tough one, but I don't think it's ever going to come back. But I'd love it.
Okay.
But also more data means more, the less teams know about their cars, the more interesting it is on track.
That's a fact. And I got to make a correction. Mary Beanie was the first T-shirt in Scotland. I got to give her credit because she's going to...
Oh, come on.
She was the first T-shirt
Come
in Scotland.
on, man.
Got to give it to her. I know she was going to hop on that, definitely. Let me see. Freak Dog Flair says, hey, I have a Ford Mustang V6, and I got it over 7 years ago. No issues. But I'm going to say this. This.
That is, a Ford Mustang is we're not
right. I said
it's
that.
not a Ford
that's
PA that we're talking about.
Right. I'm going to say this though. I'm going to say this, and I say it all the time. And if you go over to my car page, you're going to hear it. If you got a Mustang, you got a Camaro, you got a Challenger, you got a Charger, there's no reason you should not have the V8. If you got the V6. You did wrong anyway. You gotta get the V8 in any traditional muscle car. You gotta get the V8.
Look at you. Let him,
gotta get the V8.
Sure the V6, I'm sure, is a lovely fucking car. Okay.
Gotta be V8. And it also would depend on the year, because for a stint, Mustang did not make the V8 version. They kind of got away from it.
Oh, yeah.
And then they went back in. So Freak Dogs Flair, depending on what year you got, you hit me up in the Discord, DM me, and we could talk that, because hey, I'm telling you right now. Let me see what else we got right here. We have 083 says, Freak Dogs, I feel sorry for you. I got an Infiniti G35.
I don't know what that is. What's that?
That's a car war. Infiniti G35, the Nissan. They don't do Infiniti overseas. Only over in America is Nissan badges an Infiniti to show a level of luxury. So over in America, they split them. So Nissan, Toyota, and Honda have two different divisions over here. So you'll have Honda Acura, which Acura is supposed to be the more luxury. Then you'll have Toyota Lexus, which Lexus is the more luxury. Then you'll have Nissan Infiniti. Yeah. So Infiniti G35, 083 definitely putting pressure on you in that V6 Mustang with that G35, bro. He putting pressure on you. You're not winning that battle.
Look at this. I feel like I'm in the Fast and the Furious right now.
Right. All day, my money's on the G35, facts. And if I see a Mustang V6 with exhaust and it sounds like a G35, that's still a problem. That is still a problem. So we got Will I Am said, Freak Dogs is better not to be a convertible. He said it better not be a convertible automatic. Hey, these car guys jumping on their head. Right?
I was going to say, Jesus.
This is what happened when you get a Ford, bro. What happened when you get a Ford?
When you get a Ford. Sorry.
Okay, a Condu says, I have a Ford. Now this is a good one. The Ford Focus ST, that was a very good platform Ford made. I will give you credit for that. But that more goes into their rally.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone I know that I grew up with used to have a Ford Focus ST.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's solid car.
Oh, and Free Dogs Flair says it's a manual, and I didn't have the money for a V8. Okay, at least you got a manual. You got a manual.
At least you got a manual.
I can let you roll.
That's
with that.
one thing I'm a bit scared about moving to America.
Why?
I don't like automatic cars, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You love automatics.
Oh, I got a manual, bro. I got a manual on my Teggy.
Yeah, no, I
gotta have control.
I get it. The thing is though, because you guys have got a lot of roads, like open road,
right?
So I guess like if you're just automatic, obviously cruising, like I get it. But I do love a manual shift, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I grew up on a manual shift. Like, I need that. I need that feeling. But also, that's gonna be on my right hand side. That's gonna be weird.
Oh, that's gonna be weird.
Obviously, spent my whole life changing the gear stick with the fucking. So
right,
yeah.
Man,
anyway,
you'll like it though. You'll enjoy yourself. I like the manual, but in the Tahoe I automatic because they make manuals in Tahoe. But when I'm into any car I have, the sports car or build car or project car, it's always manual. I get a manual.
I think I want to pick up. That's like
ooh. You know what you can do? You can get a S10 and drop a damn LS2 in it, man, and boost that thing. Okay. When you get over here, we'll talk. Because you're gonna be in Texas, so you're gonna see all kinds of shit, bro.
Oh shit, yeah, that's
all
true.
Kinds of. That's where they do the 1320, the Texas damn 2K, bro. There's all types of stuff to get into. We might really have to link up for real.
No, 100%.
Straight up.
We'll talk. We'll talk after.
Free Dogs Flair says put in the automatic and the Mustang is a sin. Big shout out. Will I Am says ride check MK7 GTI Autobahn. Listen, this car shit just went to a whole nother level. It just went to a whole nother level. So I got this question for you, man. All right, so what's your favorite dish to cook and why? If some of you all don't know, Nasha is an awesome cook. What's your favorite dish to cook and why? Like ratatouille. What is your favorite dish to cook?
Okay, so I've got a few.
Okay.
I would say that I probably cook spaghetti bolognese like every week.
Okay.
I make a really good spaghetti bolognese. It's the first thing I learned how to cook second thing I learned how to cook properly. So I'm really good at pasta. I can make my own pasta.
Ooh,
I'm really good at
fancy.
that. Yeah, I don't always do it though. Honestly, it's a bit of a ball ache. It's definitely like, I might do it this weekend. It's definitely like if you have a whole day.
Okay.
And you want to put on some music, and you want to maybe you've got some sport on the TV, and you just make some pasta, and then you make a slow cook 3-4 hour sauce with like the chunks of meat in it. Like it's nice. I could do like a really nice one. I also cook really good Asian, like Far East Asian style. My dad when he was a kid, like 18, 19, I think.
Okay.
I mean, no, maybe like 19, 20, he said. He met a girl from Malaysia. This before he met my mum. And he fell in love. And this girl from Malaysia taught him how to cook all these like Asian-style meals. And then they were going to get married. And then her parents were like, no, you're getting back to this black guy. And they brought her back to Malaysia.
Damn.
But what was left was his ability to cook Asian food. And so he passed that down to me. So our Christmas, we grew up having like Peking duck, noodles, curries. So I can do those types of things really well. So I would say like my favorite thing to do is either Asian food, like definitely like Chinese kind of style food, or Italian kind of pasta. But I can cook anything.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm really good on the barbecue as well.
Oh, you good on the queue. Now listen,
I'm good on the grill.
You're going to Texas. Texas is like
I know, bro. I've been watching Barbecue Showdown on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, I've got so many, and I cannot wait. Like I've been researching Austin barbecue spots. I'm gonna walk out of there with meat sweats. Like I need to try everything. I can't wait. I honestly that's probably like the one thing I'm looking forward to the most. I'm not even gonna more than the F1. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even been to the F1 before. But for me to try like Texas barbecue,
bro,
like,
that brisket
honestly,
banging.
That's
brisket
that
banging.
For me, that's like the one thing that like I've never been to America either. So like, it's going to be my first time in America. All these things that I like, I've grown up, because in England, we kind of grew up. If you're a 90s kid, noughties kid, you grew up with like American culture was like pretty much imported onto you in your culture, right? Like all of the hip hop and fashion. And so all of the references I have in my mind, there's things that I've wanted to try since I was like a kid. So I'm like, I can't wait to go to America, man. I'm like,
you psyched.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. Like, look at my face.
I know you're so bright with it. You're like, shit.
Honestly,
Sylvia Wick says, I learned how to drive in the U.S. I love my automatic, and I can't drive over here. It sucks. Galactica says, Dodge Charger RT, more power, baby, more power. You already know that. 083 says, you talking food. Now I'm hungry, and I'm going to put as fuck on the end of that because I'm hungry too. So I tell you what, let's do this one. Now, forecasting. We already saw what Mercedes went through. In closing, I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
We saw what Mercedes went through. Change of concept was a shit bowl. All right. Next change of W14 was a brown bag of burning shit on your doorstep. Now the W14B has improved. Ferrari has just literally changed their concept after Fred said there was no problem with their concept. What do you forecast moving forward for Ferrari?
Tough season, man. They look like they've gone backwards. And that's that's the worst thing about it. They've gone backwards. And for me, you're looking at a situation where I don't envisage them moving forward. When's the last time you saw Ferrari really develop a car forward? I haven't seen it for years, probably since the Michael days, if you want me to be really fucking honest. So I think Denny made a great point, actually. It's not about nailing the regulations on the first day. It's about understanding the regulations to be able to bring the car forward. And Ferrari were unable to do that last year, which is why they fell off. And they have gone backwards this season. And then they've done an upgrade in the middle of the season and they've gone backwards again. So if you're looking at a trend curve, I can only see them, if this was the start of 2022 and... Well, this start of 22, and this is where their performance was start of 2022. It's gone down. So I can't see anything other than like a difficult season for them, unfortunately.
Damn. All right. Well,
I don't know.
Well, brother, you got the floor, man. Let these people know where they can find you. Let them know what you got coming up that you can let them know coming up, because you know he got all kinds of deals, everything he can't tell y'all. Let them know what you got.
Look, Quick Stop F1, you know where to find us. If you want my I don't even really use my personal pages that much anymore, but if you like food, follow my Twitter, Munch Club TV, and follow my Instagram, Munch Club TV, and obviously, follow Quick Stop F1. And like, we're just going to be doing everything that we've been doing. We're just going to do more of it. So more merchandise. I know people have been waiting on a couple of things. So more merchandise and more live shows. Obviously, America, we're going to be announcing our American live show soon. Most likely like August, September, I think. I think September, we're probably going to announce our live show. September, October.
Okay.
But the race is in October, so we're probably going to announce it in September. And then there's going to be a new merch drop every month from July until the end of the year. So,
Okay, I got one more thing coming here. 083 said Mercedes totally beat Aston Martin in the Constructors' Championship. What do you think Papa Stroll will do? He going to boss up? He going to ball out? What do you think?
You have to remember, they're ahead of schedule. They're way ahead of schedule. They've just moved into their new factory. It's still being built, some of it. Like, they are nowhere near final form, and they're already the third best, at sometimes second best team on the grid. They're well ahead of schedule, and they've got a world-class driver. Like,
That's true.
He's happy right now. He's happy, and I think you've got to look at the work that Martin Whitmarsh has done since he's come into that team, and he's taken it to another level from up south now, and he's taken them. And look where Alpine are. So
I'll just go ahead and do it for you. Shots fired. Not best of the rest like they plan to be. Not that.
No,
Paul says peace and love. Thank you for the great show. That's what we do, Paul. That's what we do. So we're saying
Thank you.
that quick.
Thank you for joining.
We are going to get ready to close this down because I'm anxious to see what me and Nash are about to talk about. We will have another Wolves Den. We will have another private party, Wolves Den members only. Don't forget, Wolves, we will be live this weekend for Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, don't forget, we're going to have Wolves Den tomorrow, Saturday, where we're going to chop it up, many things about everything that is to come the following weeks, especially Canada and Austria. I love you all. I really appreciate everything you do. I appreciate you being here because you know what? If you weren't here, shit, I wouldn't have nobody to talk to. Well, Nasha, I'd have him to talk to, but I wouldn't have nobody to talk to here in the house. I'd be lonely. And that's why I say, hey, it's a round table. Nobody's got the edge. It's all peace and love for us. So big shout out. We'll see you soon. Peace.